Hi guys, Jenny here from the Dover Cheese Shop. I hope you enjoy the podcast today. While you're in Dover next time, stop in and see us. We're located at 307 Main Street in Port Dover. We have over 150 cheeses in stock at all times. And be sure to check us out online, dovercheese.com.
Dave Scott, Hub Media. It's another Small Town Business Life podcast. Today I'm joined by Katherine from Evolving Spaces. Good morning, Katherine. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Good. It's great to catch up with you. First, I got to do a quick plug for Dover Cheese. Do you ever get your cheese there?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, me too, all the time. Jenny sponsors this podcast. A quick shout out to her. Thank you for doing this, Jenny. Dover Cheese, marvelous. Main Street, Port Dover. Check it out, folks. 150 different types of cheeses she has. That's amazing. But we're going to talk about Evolving Spaces and Katherine, your business. Can you give me some background on when you got started and what it is you do?
Okay, I started this business I have in Norfolk County here 9 years ago. So I've been, 9 years here. I have been doing it a long time though. I had a business in Vancouver back in about 1999 to 2004, I guess. So I built that business up and then sold it and moved different places after that. So, yeah.
And for those that don't know, yours is a lot to do with gardening, isn't it? Like you come in and help folks sort of, beautify their areas, their spaces and their yards to make it all, what they want to see, don't you? It's a pretty incredible thing that you do. Explain more.
Okay. If I'm called to a client's place, I get a feel for what they want, what they're looking for, give some ideas of my own, and then I'll do, sometimes it's a whole garden renovation, maybe. It hasn't been touched in a long time, so there's overgrown shrubs, weeding, and create a transformation that way. Or create new garden beds. I do a lot of mulch jobs, bringing in fresh mulch. And I'm getting into landscape lighting now, so past couple of years doing that.
That's kind of interesting too. I mean, that adds another dimension, doesn't it, as well? Like you seem like the type of person who just loves being outdoors. That you've wanted to do is to play in the dirt.
Yeah, I lost you for a moment there.
Oh, okay. Let's just talk about how much you enjoy playing outside and being part of that. I think that's just your nature, isn't it, to be out there doing those things?
Yes. Yeah, I think it started young because I grew up on a tobacco farm and then spent 4 or 5 years tree planting and all that. Yeah, so it's just been anytime maybe I've tried the indoor thing, it's the outdoors called me back for sure. So,
and when you talked about, I'm not really sure when you're talking about the lighting, can you explain that? Because you go around to some of these places and you see amazing lighting where they're just the reflections on the plants and all that stuff in their gardens. Is that where you're going with this a little bit more now?
Yeah, it's the 12-volt LED landscape lighting. So it's an interesting process because you look at a place and you're kind of getting ideas what the amazing things that can be highlighted, like even the branches of a tree, and in the wintertime to have those branches highlighted is pretty cool to see.
And I was just thinking in the fall with the leaves, like you must be able to do some pretty amazing stuff to see the colors that just pop, right?
Yeah, it's true. And then the tall grasses as well, like putting a light in front of them, if say that grass is against a house and putting the light in front of them, having that reflection of the waving grasses.
All these years of experience doing this too, you've probably seen so much now that when you walk into a place and you're talking to the owner about what their vision is, that must be really cool because it seems like you're very easy at communicating with folks. From what I read on your testimonials, to hearing what they're saying, and I don't think that's done enough in business anymore. Listen to your clients, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
because they know what they want, don't they? You're sort of helping them see their vision.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
So I like to hearing their ideas and understanding what they want, building on that.
yeah. Is there anything that stands out in your mind and you've done locally in the last few years that sort of you were like, wow, this is going to be so cool? Like, you must get excited about your job, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think, well, even the garden renovation thing I find really interesting. And then because I do Feng Shui also, I can see how different things that are happening in the garden maybe affect how the client is feeling. So
Oh,
for example, someone who moved into a house where the gardens were not looked after at all. So the pathway going into their house was completely overgrown with big shrubs and in disarray. And also one of the plants in particular had spikes on it. So they have this narrow pathway going to their house with these sharp thorns attacking them. And they instinctually knew. So when they called me, they're like, we have to get rid of that. That's just, it didn't make them feel good. So,
right. I never thought about it that way, but yeah, you're really, that's a really great point, because the gardens kind of it could be someone expressing themselves in some form. And if that's the way that last person maybe felt or left it that way, there was probably a reason, wasn't there? Huh. Explain that
right.
to me a bit more about the feng shui aspect of it. I don't really, educate me on this.
Okay. So like Feng Shui is the ancient art and science of placement. And it's about arranging our environment in a way that makes us feel a certain way. And with the goal to feel inspired, safe, protected, positive. Um, so so in a garden, for example, we want to have there's different elements in feng shui. So water, fire, wood, metal, and earth. And we want to create a balance of those elements. When we have all those elements in our environment, it makes us feel good. So if we were in an environment that was just fire or metal, for say metal,
Yeah.
white, sterile, um, it makes us feel the institutionalized feeling, I
Cold.
guess,
Yeah. Very cold
right?
feeling. Yeah. To me.
So then when we introduce other elements into that and look at what those elements do. So fire, for example, is the element that melts metal in nature. So by starting to introduce other elements, we're melting some of that metal and softening it.
Ah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
So there's
cool.
that. And then, yeah,
Go ahead. I got a question, but go ahead.
sure. I was thinking also like the whole protection thing. So in nature, we want to have that support at our back, protection at our sides, and a view in front of us. And I don't know, I know I feel this every time I go to a restaurant. I'll kind of like boot to the seat where I have that protection, that wall behind me,
Yeah.
right?
And you can see in front of you.
But so in the home to have that, you know, solidness behind us, whether it's a fence at the back of our property or a tree line. Um, and you want to be able to kind of see what's in front of you also.
I never thought about it. Like, what you just said there kind of made me reflect on my great grandfather's garden, because then when all those components, like you're saying, like there was beautiful gardens, and it always felt really safe there. Like it felt really comfortable. I always felt that in that environment. But when you mentioned it, like there was an old wooden shed, there was a fire pit in the one corner, there was a metal fence at the back, but it all fit.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you still felt a huge cherry tree right in the other corner, and it just, everything seemed to flow to it. You know what I mean? I never really thought about it that way, but you're so right, because when you create that environment for yourself, it becomes much more than just your backyard. It becomes that space that you enjoy, you feel comfortable in. Wow. That didn't, it's great learning for me today, because that's kind of, I guess, what you do, evolving spaces, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's
Um,
like, yes, like an unconscious thing. It's like, I feel good
right.
in this space, but you don't
And
necessarily know why. But
we've all been in that backyard where we just want to get out of it. Right?
yeah,
You're like,
yeah,
oh, this doesn't feel cool. This doesn't sound like
great.
feel like fun. But it's amazing how that happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
It's
just
cool.
the placement of things, like you said, if you get that person, that vibe, that person says, oh, I'd like to see it this and this and this, and you can sort of, in your mind, then you can clearly see where they're going as far as creating that safe space or that comfortable space for themselves, right?
Mhm.
And are we doing that unconsciously? Like, do you see a lot of your clients, they don't even know they're doing that, but that's what they're doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Last year I put a small water fountain in for a client, and I kind of had my idea this would be a great spot for it. But again, that's where the listening comes in, because she was like, no, I want it here. And where she wanted it, there were just some trees in the way that I thought this might be difficult with the roots, but
Right.
it's she was, no, this is what I want. So we worked it, and and it actually turned out very well, and the location was perfect for her. So
She needed
yeah,
to feel that vibe.
yeah,
So you did water fountains too? You do lighting, you do gardening? Like, is it, you've got a little bit of everything going on, eh?
yeah, yeah. I think that's why I excuse me.
Yeah, no
My
problem.
business was Evolving Spaces Lawn and Garden, but I've kind of changed it to Evolving Spaces to encompass all those other aspects, all of which um, make our spaces evolve in a certain way and make us feel a certain way. Yeah.
I, I can't thank you enough for taking the time today. We're running out of time here, but I've learned a lot, and I'll have to get you back at some point. How do people now? I've got your business card at the front of the podcast. It gives you your name, your phone number, your website. Like, tell people how they do get a hold of you. And now, is it like, if I called you up and said, "Come look at my place," is that, do you charge for that, or you do come in and sort of see what we could do working together first?
Yeah, no, I don't charge for that. I come and see what they're looking for. We come up with ideas, and then I'll provide an estimate from that.
And you've got some great photos on your website, folks. So check those out. Evolvingspaces.com, I want to say.
.ca.
.ca. Sorry about that.
Yep, that's
Evolvingspaces.ca, folks, to remind you. And they can check it out, give you a call. Catherine would pop out and take a look. Keep up the great work, man. It's so cool what you're doing. I really appreciate you taking the time today.
Thank you. This was fun, and I really appreciate it. It's
Oh, no
yeah,
problem. We'll get
yeah.
together, because I do think I want to go down that rabbit hole a little bit more and understand it better. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.